I was born Muslim, alhamdulillah, raised Muslim, but Muslim by name. I knew very little about my deen, even though my mum and my father, they did do their best, but I knew very little about my deen. Basics, eating pig is haram, alcohol is haram, that Muslims pray 5 times a day, and there's a month called Ramadan, and this was pretty much it. We grew up in a place where, of course, haram was abundant. Not only was it abundant, but it was actually encouraged. So alhamdulillah, I mean, for you guys here in South Africa, there's a strong presence in your communities. So even if someone wants to do something wrong, it's very difficult for the young man or the young woman to sort of openly do something in haram. You'll have to go to certain places, you have to leave your communities. In the earlier stages for myself growing up, this was not the case. Of course now things are changing back home in Sydney, alhamdulillah, but there was no such thing as haram or a shameful act. So of course, growing up, nothing was off limits. Literally nothing was off limits, and it was abundant and it's available. And then subhanAllah, like you reach a point in your life where you start, you've done everything, you've tasted everything, you've tried everything, you've been everywhere, and there's an emptiness. So, and I think this was the beginning of my calling. I always loved deen, I always loved Islam. It was a thing of respect, but it was not in my life. So there was no practice, there was no implementation of anything. And actually, subhanAllah, one of my inspirations to becoming a da'i was actually due to a South African man, no other than the late Sheikh Ahmed Didat, whom we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy upon him. But he played a really big influence. I remember the first time I watched a video of his, just the idea that a Muslim could stand on stage with so much confidence and speak about their faith in front of it really blew me away. So, and then subhanAllah, I turned to deen, alhamdulillah, and I guess, as they say, the rest is history.
Alhamdulillah. No, there is, many youth would be able to identify with your own story, and that inshallah will be an inspiration for them. Now, then progressing in your life and then going out in the path of Allah and becoming more affiliated with deen, how was it for you in terms of having to leave perhaps those friends and the places where you were going and those that you associated before?
No regrets whatsoever. Wallah, I speak to a lot of brothers, and I guess this is hard for them leaving their old. For me, I loved every minute of it. I haven't turned back since. I don't regret a single moment. I mean, if there's any regret I have, it's that I didn't do it earlier. But having said that, not all is bad, not all is lost. I feel that being where I've been helps me in my da'wah today. Now, of course, I'm not saying this so that the young one can be encouraged, let me go have jahiliyyah and then use this. No, but I believe for myself personally, it has impacted me, and I feel like I understand that side of things more, and it helps me addressing those issues in my da'wah.